You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangsters. Yeah. Good morning and welcome back. That's right. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Nope. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great American, he is a great patriot, and he is about to live his true fantasy, and that is Independence Day.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is your boy, Chris America, coming to you live this Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2019. And we are just one day away, Loudbeard, from America's birthday. But it's really a pretend birthday.
Why is it a pretend birthday? You're just pretending that it was the birth of America?
Well, because we signed the Declaration of Independence, but then we didn't really have independence. We still had like 5 or 6 more years of war to go through. And then we gained it. Like, I don't even think anybody truly knows the day that the British were like, okay, we give up. Here you go. You can have it. But it wasn't July 4th.
Well, this is the problem here. You're pulling in facts. You're bringing in historical evidence, things that we don't want to listen to. We want to celebrate 4th of July as our Independence Day the way we deserve to celebrate it, and that is knowing that that was our day of independence, not all of this facts that you want to bring in and share with us this morning. We don't want that. We're good with what we believe.
Yeah, it's just the American way. And you know what else is the American way, Loudbeard?
What else is the American way, Chris America?
Cocky celebrations. Cocky celebrations is as Americana as apple pie, as hot dogs, as drinking beer on the 4th of July. It is that Americana, and especially when it comes to being cocky while defeating the stupid British. Yep, I said stupid British. I'm going to say stupid British today through the rest of the week because it's American Independence Day, and that's just what we do. Other times I love the British, but, you know, it goes with the theme of July 4th.
Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Our girl, Alex Morgan, had the most brilliant celebration, probably the most brilliant celebration since T.O. brought out a Sharpie and signed a football and handed it to a fan. The old sipping tea after she scores a goal celebration to the British. I mean, it's just got everything. It's got historical value. It's got making fun of the pish-posh that the British have and like their hoity-toity, the tea times and everything. And it's brilliant. And the rest of the world hates it, which makes me love it even more. America!
Yeah. I didn't get to see this game live, so I saw like pictures and articles about this celebration after the fact. And initially I saw this and it said, there was an article, a report, or a social media post that said, greatest celebration ever. And I see Alex Morgan standing there, and I see her with like 2 fingers held up to her mouth. And I was like, is she showing that she's smoking a joint? Like, what celebrate? And it just took me a minute to realize that she was doing the T motion. I bet live, like, as she's doing it, it looked normal, like a tea drinking celebration. But just looking at the headline and looking at the picture, my initial reaction, Chris America, that she was smoking a joint. Afterwards, when I realized it was a tea celebration, it was actually that much greater.
Oh, yes. And she nailed it, too. She like, stood at attention. She, like, straightened her back, got her little shoulders, pushed forward, and then she got her little saucer plate and her cup of tea, and she stuck her pinky out and just lightly sipped on it. Oh, it was brilliant, Alex Morgan. I love you. Never change. Take that, England. Take that again 200-plus years later.
Wow. You're really giving it to him.
Hey, man, it's 4th of July. It's what we do. America.
Yeah. Put a bayonet in their hearts right now. I
That's
saw
right.
you. Oh, they're
wait till you see
bleeding
the whites.
everywhere.
Alex Morgan waited till
Redcoats.
she saw the whites in the eyes of that goalie, and then she shot that goal right through their hearts. Boom. 2-1 victory. America, we're in the finals. 4th of July.
Yeah, the keeper's heart exploded at that moment.
It did. It did. And so did the rest of England.
Wow. Okay.
So much
Wow.
so they cried about it all throughout their country.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't so happy about that. That's like
I mean, it's not a big
that.
deal. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
celebration, man. Like, it's not like she went into somebody's face and like did the old. It would have been awesome if she
You
would have
can't
gone
see
to the
me.
goalie and did the old "you can't see me." Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been classic. Now, I'm all for some celebration. I could see like if we were in the other side of this, if we were England, you and I were on a sports radio podcast in England, we'd talk a lot more soccer for one, and two,
way more
we would
soccer.
we would be pretty pissed off right now, be a slap in our face.
Yeah, but
Right
you
now,
know what, Lab
the
Bear?
Queen couldn't even sleep last night, Chris
Oh,
America.
she
This is
couldn't.
the problem.
She tossed and turned.
Mm.
You know who was sleeping though is our girl Megan over there. She was sleeping nice and good. Well, Harry, is it Harry? Right? She married Harry.
Yep.
He was tossing and turning, but he's a redhead, so nobody cares about him.
Come on now.
Hating redheads, hating England. Listen, they're the ones that started this whole thing with the tea tax. All right. So we had our own Boston Tea Party, and now we're having a tea party in France during the World Cup with women's soccer. Take that, England.
I just
face.
want to dispel the rumor that redheads, that gingers don't have a soul. It's not true. I'm just putting that out there. But yeah,
it is true.
Megan, yeah, she was really rooting for the Americans. I bet. Probably in a closet hiding somewhere because
Oh yeah.
you can't really do that out
you ever
loud.
See, you probably don't see magazines as much as I do due to my current profession, but
Male
every
escort.
every other magazine that comes out has like issues between the Queen and Meghan, and they hate each other, and the Queen hates Meghan, and the Queen is forcing her to do this and that, and I gotta wonder how much truth there is to that. I feel like there's not any at all. Like it's just made up.
Yeah, I don't believe a whole lot that comes out on those magazines. They're not really designed to be truthful. They're designed to sell. So
Yeah.
they say whatever they want to say, and that's just kind of what they're meant to do. And you see a lot of them because of your profession, so I get it. But don't trust them, Chris America. Don't
Fake
trust
news?
them. Not at all. Fake news.
Well, I have some things that's not fake news, Loudbeard, and I forgot to mention this yesterday, but I'm going to confirm the story that you told a few weeks ago or a few months ago now about the Jeremy Beards. Okay, you ready for
Okay.
this?
No, I'm not, but I'm gonna hear it anyway.
During Men in Black International that I saw with my son 2 nights ago, there was a character who had a beard, and that beard was an alien secretly. Therefore, not only are beards Jeremy, but they're also aliens. Is your beard an alien, Loudbeard?
I prefer not to comment on the matter.
That's exactly what I thought you would say. Now I've gone to the movies 2 nights
yep.
in a row with my boy, and then you
I know
joined
you're
us
on this
last
like
night.
you're on this summer movie tour.
I mean,
it's
you
pretty
got to, right?
amazing. Yeah,
now
it's the
that
best time
now
to
that
watch
my
the
son
movies.
can stay up late, I don't have to get him to bed before 9. That kind of thing. Might as well go see some movies. There were some good blockbusters out there. A lot of just repeats. I noticed when we were watching the previews yesterday, just so many movies that are just being redone. Charlie's Angel. Did that move you to want to go see that at all?
No, my daughter was all excited about it. Our 17-year-old, she was like, "Oh man,
gotta see
Charlie's
that."
Angels! It looks so good." I'm like, "Oh my god, we do not need another Charlie's Angels. Why are we redoing
Yeah.
this movie again?" It didn't look
Is it-
terrible on the trailer, but I have no
Yeah.
desire.
I mean, does she want to see it because Bella from Twilight's in it?
No, I doubt it. I doubt that would be the
Was she
reason
ever
why.
into
But yeah.
to Twilight, or is that before
yeah.
her time?
No, I think all the kids were into it. Maybe not the little one, but
I mean, that
all
was
the
like 10
kids were
years
into
ago,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So your daughter would have been 7. So was she into Twilight when she's 7? It's a little old, too old for her, right? Shouldn't she be into like
Well,
Baby
I know the
Shark or
last.
something?
I think the last one we went and saw at the theater,
Okay.
and it was. I remember the kids complaining afterwards because
Because it was an
like,
awful movie.
yeah, well that was one of it. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't the last. It was one of them, and people were like cheering in the crowd, and everybody's got like their Team Edward or Team Jacob shirts on, and it was like packed because it was like opening weekend, and there's a lot of buzz around it, and there was like a scene where the werewolf kid he takes off his shirt, and just just a little eye candy for the teenage girls. And all the teenage girls in the whole theater just started like screaming, and it was just so obnoxious. After that, we decided we're never going to like a teen teen movie like during opening weekend ever again. It was just such a like ridiculous experience.
Yeah. What is with the cheering people at a movie theater? We had some of that last night while we were watching Spider-Man too.
Yeah, a little bit. It wasn't over the top though. Like I'm telling you, in that Twilight movie, whichever one we saw at the theater with the kids, that was over the top. Like you were at a live concert, is what it sounded like, because people
Yeah.
were cheering so loud, ridiculous. But yeah,
that's
I don't
awful.
get it. Yeah.
Like, just sit there and watch a movie. Nobody can hear you. Like, they're not there. Just a weird concept to me when people cheer and hoot and holler during a movie. Like, the only expression I give is laughter. That's the only loud expression I have. And I did that a few times during last night's movie. And I will say, it was a really good movie, Loudbeard. Way better than the first Spider-Man. I would best Spider-Man to date that's not Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead and give it that.
There you go. That's a quality endorsement there by Chris America. This is a great American flick. Spider-Man wears red, white, and blue, so he is obviously a great American hero. And we are going into Independence Day. We're going into the 4th of July. And which better way to celebrate it is not any other way than with our own Spider-Man. And Chris America, I have to agree with you. Last night, you and I, we got a chance to see it with our families, and it was a pretty wonderful movie. We'll just say, it was an amazing Spider-Man.
It was an amazing Spider-Man. And my son, he was really proud of himself that he was able to call Mysterio being a bad guy. Now, I'm not sure if he knew Mysterio was already a bad guy, because he's 10, and I don't think he follows the history. But sometimes he gets in these like YouTube wormholes where he watches videos on these kinds of things. So maybe he did, but he felt like he was really proud that he figured out Mysterio was a bad guy.
Oh, there you go. See, he's already starting to get into these movies where he can kind of figure out the ending, kind of read what these people
Yeah.
are. I think he gets that from you.
He does. Well, he's very proud because the night before when we were watching Men in Black, I called out who the bad guy was then, and he was like blown away that I knew. So he was trying to like blow me away, and I was like I unfortunately already knew because I've been a comic book fan for a long time, and you just know Mysterio's a bad guy.
Yeah, it was kind of common knowledge for us older folk.
Yeah. So no twist there. That's why I'm kind of saying it because I feel like there's no spoiler alert. If you've watched, if you have not watched Endgame, which shame on you if you haven't, turn your radio down because I'm going to give a spoiler here. All right, you got to turn down. If you don't have it turned down now, too bad. Loudbeard, I thought the Tony Stark thing was just pushed way too much. I got it, but it was just kind of, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm just not as big of a fan of Tony Stark as everybody else is. He's not one of my favorite Avengers, and so like making him out to be this really, really, really awesome character, just kind of, I was just like, okay. Tony Stark's gone. Like to me, Thor was the best Avenger.
Okay, I'm with you. Now, Tony's the original. That's the problem. He's the
the Iron
the
Man
first movie. He brought it,
yeah.
and he was kind of the mentor for Peter Parker. But I didn't think they overdid it. I do think he was kind of everywhere, but I think that was part of the running, not really joke, but like just theme of the movie. But Thor, he's still alive. You're gonna get more Thor. You're not gonna get more Iron Man.
Yes, I know, and I can't wait to get more Thor.
Now
Everybody
I'm
needs
looking.
more Thor in his life. Hopefully, he gets his sexy pecs and abs back. I wasn't a fan of the dad bod Thor last movie. I need some of that eye candy, man.
It was weird, but it worked for me. It was
No, it was hilarious on the hilarious side. But then I was like, man, I need my sexy abs.
Oh yeah, and maybe he's working out right now. Who knows?
I mean, he looked
Now-
great in Men in Black.
The Twitter line's getting hot right now, Chris America, and I
knew
just want to
Scotty
say
Kaiser
that
would jump on this.
he said also, finally, the Chris America, you seeing it before it's 2 years old and enjoying it. Enjoying it like you should. I'm really proud of you. Wow, that was about you seeing Spider-Man. And then he's also chiming in about cheering in movies. He says, I'm not about cheering, but at Avengers Assemble and the reveal of a certain character during the Far From Home mid-credits trailer, I made exceptions, Scout Team Radio. He cheered during the credits.
Scotty Kaiser.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Okay.
the only time I ever got like excited to where I should have cheered, but I still didn't because I'm cool like that, was when it was at the end of Thor Ragnarok, or was it Thor Ragnarok? Whichever one where Thor is like on the ship and then he looks up and he's like, "Who the hell are you guys?" Which movie was that at the end of?
You talking about for when he saw Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, what did I say?
Well, I think that was Infinity War when he looked up at the Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's when that's kind of the beginning of Infinity War
okay.
to kick it off. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. You got excited about that one, huh? You
Oh,
like
yeah.
Chris Pratt and
Yeah,
Chris Hemsworth
Chris-
tangling up? That's a Chris off,
It
man.
was- it
Look
was
at
one of
you,
the greatest,
Chris
yeah.
America, Chris Pratt, and Chris Hemsworth
God,
all
I love
going
me a
at
good
it.
Chris off.
You do love you a good Chris off.
It's better than a jack off. You never want to see two jacks go at it because then it's a jack off.
Yeah, when you get Jack Johnson and Jack Nicklaus and Jack
Oh, yeah.
Nicholson all together in the same room, weird.
Total jack off then. See, Scotty Kaiser, that's how you do things without flipping the flag. And then awkward silence.
Yeah, there you go. I was just letting you carry that on. Well, we have
So-
Chris America. You and I, we have a great draft coming up after the commercial break today. We're
Yes.
going all American all the time. Things that you would be bringing to a party for 4th of July. What are these great American 4th of July items that we will be bringing? We will draft it off after our commercial break, so that is amazing. We talked about this U.S. women's national team. They get a big win, and it's not just the celebration. It's actually the game also, Chris America. I will say I am disappointed, and this is maybe more of my scheduling, but games coming on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not working for my schedule. I'll be honest. I'm having trouble getting into this World Cup because I can't watch the games. They're in the middle of the day on a weekday. Come on
Yeah.
now. This is America. We need to go in there and tell the World Cup, put us on at a good time. Now, they did make it to the World Cup finals, which will be this Sunday. That I will be watching, Chris America. That will be on the telly.
That'll be on the telly. Who are we playing?
Well, we're going to find out.
Oh, they haven't played yet. Okay.
Yeah. But it could get interesting. So we'll see what happens.
Who are the possibilities?
Man, I have to look it up. We were talking about this last night. I think it's Sweden and...
Oh, the Swedes, yeah.
I don't know. Come on, man. Killing me.
Some other European country.
It's mostly Europe that's in this thing. That's usually how it works out. Netherlands and Sweden. That's who it was. The Netherlands and Sweden.
Netherlands and Sweden, yeah. We got to play the Americans.
That was
Didn't we
a
already play the
fantastic
Swedes?
impression.
Didn't we already play the Swedes?
Was that one of the prelims?
I thought we had something where I said Swiss cheese and stuff. And Swiss
Yeah, you did.
watches.
You
and I
did, because
attacked
they
them.
have one loss, and it was to us.
Or no, it wasn't
So-
Sweden. It was Switzerland. Or was it Sweden?
No, it was Sweden because you called them Swiss cheese, and I was like, wait a second. Yeah, so they lost to us on August 12th, but it was a very close
On
battle.
August 12th? That was almost a year ago.
No, I'm looking at that wrong.
All right, who cares?
Yeah, we're going too far down that rabbit
Yeah.
hole. Plus, we got a hot tweet coming in. He says, at Scout Team Radio, I'm fine with 3 p.m. starts because America understands that productivity grinds to a halt during a big sporting event. But I'm more pissed at Fox Sports app crashing during the game, so I can't watch. Yeah, I heard that was a problem. A lot of people were talking about that. Fox Sports really disappointed Americans. I mean, you're making ESPN look good, Fox. Don't do that. We don't want any of that madness. And I will say that my wife, they put a big TV up in her office, so she watched it. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those gigs where I could just throw my feet up and watch the game in the middle of my routine workday. I don't think you are in that same boat either. So both of us kind of missing out on the activities there. But like I said, Sunday, that's it. I'm getting into it. We're watching the whole thing. I love the World Cup. I love women's soccer. This whole thing is right up my alley. I just wish I could have watched all the games.
Yeah, I could listen to it on my phone, but the worst sport to listen to on the radio right after baseball is soccer. Because it's just a lot of, oh, and she kicks it there. And she kicks it back. And she kicks it over here. And then she kicks it back. Oh! She almost scored a goal. I don't want to listen to that for 2-3 hours.
I'd listen to it. But that's just, we'll call that a difference of opinion on that matter. One other tweet there from Mike Berlon from Craft Bridge Sports. Mike, thank you for tweeting in. He says, Fox Sports app was as useful as UFC streaming during the McGregor-Mayweather fight. Yeah, you can't trust any of these devices nowadays, right? Like, these apps, they come in, they don't realize how many people are going to be watching, so all of a sudden they crash, and then they don't know how to pull their, stuff together to get it back up and running. Fail. Hashtag fail.
Yeah, they have one job, and it's to keep it rolling. And they know that a lot of people are going to be watching and streaming on it, especially with the 3 o'clock time. That's going to be the majority of the viewers are going to be on that app because they're watching at work.
Yeah, and I guess they maybe didn't realize how many it would be. I'm guessing it would be overload to the system why it crashed. That's just a guess.
What do you think brings a bigger halt to work production? The March Madness or the Women's World Cup while U.S. is playing?
See, I'm going to say March Madness because it's over, entire days. Because it's game after game after game. And, those diehards just sit there and they get sucked into it. But for one specific time, one game period, I bet more people watch the Women's World Cup at 3 o'clock than they did one single game of those first couple rounds of the March Madness.
I can get with that. I agree with that. That's probably what I was going to say.
You better agree with it. I'm right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Biznit.
So Chris America, I'm gonna switch your gears for a moment.
Oh,
here.
you can switch my gears.
Peyton Manning turns down the Monday Night Football job to do. Yep, he says that's it. He doesn't want to do it, and his reasoning behind it, I guess I kind of get, but I want to kind of get your take on this. What he doesn't want to be able to be up there in the booth and have to criticize Eli or any of his good friends on national television. Do you blame him for this, or do you think that's a cheesy reason for him not to be on Monday Night Football?
I'm going to speak Peyton Manning for you right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what he meant. What he really meant to say is, I'm not as good as Tony Romo at this, and I don't want people to think that I'm not a smart quarterback like everybody believed I was my entire career.
Now, you don't think it has...
he will be. That is exactly who he will be compared to. Like, Tony Romo is a damn soothsayer on the mic. And if Peyton Manning is nowhere near that, then we're all going to come away believing that Tony Romo was a smarter quarterback than Peyton Manning.
That's true. An expectation theory, like Peyton Manning, because Tony Romo was so good, you almost expect him to be even better. And if he goes out there and he's not even close to Tony Romo, yeah, he would get so much criticism.
What Tony Romo sounds like on the mic is what we've believed Peyton Manning was his entire career.
It's a good point. Very good point. I think Peyton could live up to that.
You think so?
No?
I don't.
Yeah, I think Peyton could live up to that.
I mean, he might be able to, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to
we're not going to
hear him call the plays. Because Tony Romo, I've never heard anybody better than Tony Romo. Like, he's in a league of his own when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Maybe he should be in a Chris off.
Yeah, he can become a Chris if he wants. I'd be down.
Now,
with
you
Chris
don't
Romo.
think this has anything to do with the fact that his brother sucks, and he knows if he has to sit there and call one of his brother's games, that it's not going to be pretty.
I mean, I think that's a lame ass excuse. Like, you're probably only call your brother's game once, and if your brother can't handle, like, I feel like Tony or not Tony, I feel like Peyton Manning criticizes his brother all the time, anyways. He just seems like that kind of brother.
Yeah,
Like
but
at
on national
Thanksgiving-
TV.
On like Thanksgiving dinner, I have a feeling like he gets on him about certain plays the week before. But yes, on national TV, I guess that makes a difference.
Yeah,
I
at
know.
Thanksgiving dinner, you're like with your close family.
Yeah.
You can crack jokes as all you want. It's all like intimate, private. You're in a comfort of your own home or comfort of a family member's home. Whereas on national television, you say one thing, and all of a sudden Twitter blows up. Everybody's
Yeah.
adding Eli Manning like, your brother thinks you're garbage too. Like, what do you think that does for the ego? You get out of a game
Yeah,
where you
but-
just threw 4 interceptions, which Eli Manning will do this year, and unless he gets benched, which may happen even sooner. And then all of a sudden he gets out and he's like, well, let me check my phone for updates. Oh, crap. What was Peyton saying about me? He's not coming over to Thanksgiving this year.
I don't think he's going to come out and say Eli's garbage. He'll probably say Eli shouldn't have thrown the ball there, and he didn't see the safety. Or you can fluff it up to where it sounds nice.
Yeah, but have
If
you ever
you
seen
can't
social
handle-
media's translation
No,
of
I
what
know,
people
but-
really say?
I mean, if Eli can't handle social media backlash, then he probably should have been an NFL quarterback because he probably gets it more than most.
Yeah, but from his brother, his own blood, his own. Wait, and Tom Brady and Peyton are like BFFs. So what if he has to go out there and talk about Tom Terrific?
Well, really, I think that's another thing that he doesn't want to have exposed. He can't sit there and pretend he's a really big fan of Tom Brady. I think the little jealous, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, thing inside of him will come out during that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm sure, like, if the game comes down to a field goal, a little bit of Peyton Manning's gonna be like, oh, yeah, look, another field goal win for Tom frickin' Brady.
That's what we need. More Tom Brady. Great.
Great.
That's, if I were out there, he wouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I had his number at not.
I
all
had
the time,
Super
but
Bowls,
sometimes.
too.
Yep, I did. I went to a couple. Won one. Won another one. I'm okay.
Lost a few.
Let's not talk about those.
Yeah.
Okay, so one other story before we go to our commercial break and come back with our fantastic draft that we have. Make sure you all stay tuned for that. We have amazing American-themed draft coming at you. Coming a little early this week because we are possibly taking the rest of the week off, but we do have a special surprise, a special bonus episode tomorrow morning. Make sure you stay tuned, 6 a.m. tomorrow for that. It's America, and this is what you should be doing. But, Chris America, Lakers are confident that they are the front runners to get Kawhi, but Drake isn't having any of that madness because Drake is pulling together his own recruiting efforts to keep Kawhi in Toronto. Will we get an answer today, and will Kawhi make the right decision to stay in Toronto, or will he go over to the dark side and join LeBron and AD?
So is it final that those are the two teams he's deciding between? Has he narrowed
No,
his
I
decision?
mean, he's not really talkative, right? Like,
Okay.
you don't hear a lot about this. This is all speculation. He could come out and say that he's joining the Orlando Magic, and we would all.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
It would be amazing.
As
But
I'm
it
yelling into
probably
the mic.
won't happen. Lakers, yeah, that's a possibility. And Toronto's a possibility. I mean, they're the teams that have the cap space. They're the teams that can re-sign him or sign him. So we'll narrow it to those two, unless you have a dark horse that you would like to throw into the
He should
mix.
surprise everybody and sign with the Spurs. That would blow Twitter up if he signed with the Spurs.
Would they be automatic favorites at that point?
I think they'd have to be, right? And then it would be kind of like they robbed Toronto, like, hey, yeah, we'll take 1 year off, but we'll get your guy that you had as your future. We'll make him our future. We'll loan you Kawhi Leonard, and you get a championship out of him, but then he'll come back to us. I feel like more players should do that. Be like, hey, trade me away for a year. Let's get some pieces for me, and then I'll be back.
But no matter what happens, Toronto wins because they won
they
the
got
championship.
the championship.
Yeah.
So it's a fair deal for both teams if that
It's a
happens.
win-win. Even though they would be getting screwed over in that deal, it's still a win-win because then all of a sudden you've got DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard in San Antonio with LaMarcus Aldridge. It becomes a super team. But I don't see that happening, Chris.
No, I don't
America.
see it happening either. But it should. It would make for a fantastic morning on our show.
Oh, yeah, plenty to talk about with that mess. Yeah, then we talk about the Lakers missing out on another big free agent. We love those conversations. Kind of like the Knicks. I will say, Chris America, yesterday, I didn't talk about this, but I think our fans need an update. You know, the Knicks, they signed all the big-time free agents this year. I don't even know if you've even heard of any of these guys. Reggie Bullock, Wayne Ellington, Air Bud, Elfrid Payton. That was one of their big
I've
free
heard of
agent
Elfrid
signings.
Payton. He was the Orlando Magic legend, Elfrid Payton.
Yep, Taj Gibson. I mean, they're making huge signings over in New York. This was their year. This is the big free agent haul that they've been waiting for the last 3 years, saving up cap space to get all of these big-time names.
God, it would suck to be so bad to be a Knicks fan right now.
It's almost indescribable how awful they are. It's like putting all the years of how bad the Cleveland Browns have been into 1 year.
One
and
season.
That's how bad the Knicks have messed this up. All right, Chris America, we've hyped it up enough. It's time to go to a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we are going to do our draft of America, and it is going to be amazing. Red, white, and blue, God bless you. Whatever else I can say. America.
America.
If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. "12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst."
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. Once again, we are Scout Team Radio. He is Chris America, and I am Loudbeard. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. We are also simulcasted each and every morning on the Full Press Radio Coverage Network. We love being a part of that network, and we are also part of the Barn Burner Podcast Network. Barn Burner is on over 113 different platforms, so anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find Barn Burner, which includes us, Scout Team Radio. You can also just go to the regular old-fashioned areas, and that would be Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, any of those places, and search for Scout Team Radio. You can find us. Do all of that. We encourage it. It's all good stuff. You can also get social with us. Get social on the Twitter machine at Scout Team Radio. You hit us up on Twitter. We will read your tweets on the air. We will talk about them. You're to discuss your topics. We will do all of that great stuff. So make sure you do that. But without further ado, America is calling. And Chris America, we are going to do a draft of good old American items that you would bring to a 4th of July party or have at a 4th of July party. So you ready to do this, my friend?
Yes, sir. And you have the first overall pick since I made a mess of the first overall pick last week. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, I'm going with a safe pick for the first number 1 pick.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna describe here exactly what I'm talking about, because when you go to a 4th of July party, you need to have whistling bungholes, spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Hoosker do's, Hoosker don'ts, cherry bombs, Nipsey daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser. You need to have all of those things because for the 4th of July, you do need to have some fireworks. I'm going safely with fireworks for my number 1 overall pick.
Yes. I think picks 1 through 3 or 4 are going to be hard to pick, but fireworks is definitely number 1 overall. So that makes my pick, my first pick, the second pick of the draft, a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to go with something that everybody can and does enjoy. Women, children, men alike. They all love hot dogs on a 4th of July. There's nothing like smelling grilled hot dogs, getting them off the rack. They're nice and charred a little bit on the ends, and they got the nice, cool charred lines, around the sides of the hot dog, and just putting whatever you want on it. All the fixings. That's the great thing about a hot dog is you got your hot dog off the grill, and then you go over to the fixings table, and you can have whatever you want. Some diced onions, some relish, some chili if you got that kind of party going on. I don't know what they got going on in Cincy. What was that hot dog called that they eat that is supposedly gross but good? What was it called? The Skyline? The Skyline
Yeah,
hot
Skyline
dog?
chili dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess that's something they do up there. But it's just, you get to make a hot dog whatever you want to make of it.
It's true.
And everybody loves the hot dog and enjoys it on 4th of July. America. And then you got the hot dog eating contest. So, in your face. Hot dog. Hot dog.
Is that
hot
in my
dog,
face,
hot
though?
Diggity dog. That was our Baby Shark when our kids were growing up. The hot dog song by the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
That it was, my friend. That it was. All right, so this is a tough one. I gotta
I told you picks
pull it
1
together.
through 4 are hard.
I'm gonna go with American-themed music for my next pick.
Okay.
You gotta have some good
Right.
music.
Yes. Oh. Bruce.
That's what you need for a 4th of July party. Get you pumped up, Chris America. Yeah.
All right. I like it.
I'm sure the copyrights aren't liking us right now, but come get me.
Oh, I'll be messing up the copyrights later on today with our July 4th clip of the week or day.
I love it, man. I'm gonna keep that on in the background for a few minutes. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, you can play it low. Scott Kaiser checking in. As long as you don't call it a sandwich, the Chris America just won this one. Wrap it up. That's right. And I'm going to wrap it up even more for you, Scott Kaiser, because nothing washes down a good hot dog like an ice-cold beer. And that's why I was going to make that my second pick, but I was like, no, not everybody can enjoy a beer on July 4th. Unless, your kids are, sneaking sips here and there, then everybody enjoys the beer. But for the most part, not everybody gets to enjoy an ice-cold beer. But I can't leave it on the board for you one more time. I thought you were going to take it with your second pick, so I'm going to steal it with a beer. I don't care what kind of beer you like, just beer in general. You got to have beer on July 4th.
All right. I've got a new pick for you, Chris America. I'm gonna go a little off the radar here. Probably not on your top 100 list, but there's a big following for this out there. A lot of people have gotten into this. So I think when we're talking about great foods and great beverages that you bring to a 4th of July party, you always have that one person that brings that special dish. You know that one that you're always looking for, Chris America? You know which one I'm talking about. When someone, like, let's say a Nancy shows up.
Yeah.
She shows up and she's got a giant bowl.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, what's inside that potato salad? And hell yeah, that's right. She brought potato salad with raisins. That's right. That's what you need for a 4th of July party because
Whoa,
it's America
whoa,
and we can
wait.
put whatever we want in
Loudbeard.
our potato salad.
Did you just throw this one to me? Did you really just select potato salad with raisins?
Hell yeah. That is nothing more American than putting a weird-ass side condiment or side thing into potato salad. And it's America, and we have freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of raisins in potato salad, Chris America.
I don't know, man. I think I'd kick Nancy out. Like, what are you doing, Nancy? You had
It could
one
be a
job.
Nancy. It could be a
You
Megan.
had one job, Nancy.
Could be a Jennifer. It could be a
Yeah.
Tom. Could be a Jose. Who cares? Whoever
right,
it
well,
is, they showed up with
Loudbeard,
raisins
you've
in
been,
their potato
you've been
salad.
selecting items with your first 2 pick, and then you selected a food. I selected food and beverage, my first 2 picks, so now I'm going to select an item. And that, of course, is cornhole. You got to have a good cornhole game set up, and I'm picking that one as my 3rd pick. You got your hot dog, you got your beer, you're filled up, and now you're just going to chill with your beer and throw a few bags back and forth and hopefully beat your friends.
We get a hot tweet in. Loudbeard has officially jumped the shark. I didn't jump the shark. If you're saying
Point
that,
shaving,
I'm
exactly.
I'm just like Fonzie because I'm cool, the cool guy of the group. Then yes, I did jump the shark because that is definitely what happened.
I told you, you're throwing this thing. What are you doing with the raisins?
I'm just saying, man. I was born in the USA, and if I need raisins in my potato salad, I'm gonna put some damn raisins in my potato salad because I'm America. I am America, and this is what we do. We have freedom of choice. You know it. I said it already. All of that stuff. Anyway, I'm on the 4th pick. Here we go. You pick cornhole. That is
Yeah.
a fantastic choice. That was one of my tops here. I had beer also, but I had beer in a different manner. I will say I specifically chose Natter Days as my beer of choice.
Oh,
I was going
okay.
to say it's the beer of the summer. It's a perfect American beer. It's hot outside. It's what you should be doing. But since you already selected beer, I'm going to have to go ahead and shy away from that one, which is cool. I can do that. So now I've got to look at my other options here and say, what is it that I can select that will really bury Chris America? Because obviously I have quite the lead on you because you've made some solid picks, but I don't know if you've made the best picks. So I'm going to do it. And, it's funny is I believe it was a 4th of July party. You came over to my place a couple years back, and we played cornhole right out front.
Yeah,
It was awesome. We had burgers and hot dogs. That was great. We played American-themed music. So we did all of these things. But the one thing that was missing from that day that wasn't missing from that day, but that's been missing from our list, and that is the American flag bathing suit and gear. You have to wear red, white, and
You
blue
do.
up
I'm
and
Chris
down,
America.
left
I
and
do
right.
every single year.
That's right. Red, white, and blue everywhere. It can be tacky. It can be awful looking. It doesn't matter as long as you're wearing the red, white, and blue. And it starts with the red, white, and blue bathing suit. And that's going to be my next selection for our draft.
That's a good one. That is a good one. And since it hasn't been taken off the board yet, I feel like I have to. It's too easy. I can't believe we're on the 4th pick and you haven't picked it. Somehow, this has not been selected, but potato salad with raisins has. So I'm going to go with it. The good old hamburger. You got to have some hamburgers on the grill with your hot dogs. You can't just have hot dogs. You got to have hamburgers to complement it. Nothing but protein on the left, protein on the right. I love double fisting a hot dog and a cheeseburger. And then it's just the same as the hot dog. Just you go to the fixings table, and it's all there for you to want. You want cheese, you want lettuce, you want onions, you want tomatoes, you want whatever. Whatever you do, don't put potato salad on that cheeseburger, though. That's not allowed.
Boring. You're boring. You're boring right now. This is my list. Hamburgers, hot dogs, beer. Damn boring-ass list. You don't even have raisins on your list. I have raisins on my list. I have Husker Do's, Husker Don'ts, raisins. I got everything on my list. I got Born in the USA. I got the Boss. I got it all, Chris America. So obviously, obviously, I'm going to win this. There's just no doubt about it. Then we got to get this one up on Twitter. We're going to have to get it up hot, and we're going to have to get it out there to the people. But now I'm put up with a difficult choice. I got the number 5 overall pick here, and I'm going to have to really dig deep on this one. Now, do I go plain like you? Yeah, I might go plain like you. Now, you had mentioned this earlier, and, I think I'm going to have to make it as my choice. You mentioned it, but it wasn't one of your picks. But that's right. You need to have the greatest American event playing on the television during your 4th of July party. And you know what that is. Our great American, the greatest athlete of all time, Joey Chestnut, and you have to have the hot dog eating contest on the television playing on loop during your 4th of July party. Yes, that is my 5th selection for our draft.
All right. That's a good selection, and I agree with you. You definitely need it playing. I watch it every single 4th of July. But I'm going to go with my last pick, and you can tell me if I need to get more specific, but I'm going to go with red, white, and blue American flagged decorated desserts. That could be strawberries, that could be cupcakes, that could be a cake itself. If you want me to get more specific, I will, but you just need to have an assortment of desserts that have American flags on them, stars on them, red, white, and blue stripes. That is what every person needs to finish off their night, is to just watch the fireworks while enjoying a sweet, delicate delight.
Now, you don't have to be more specific. I think that's quality there. I think you really kind of
You stole the draft
pretty,
after you said
yeah.
after you said raisins in your potato salad, blowing Twitter up.
Well, it's an American pastime that I enjoy. The raisins just give it a little bit of sweetness. Give it a little love. For God's sakes, it's a beautiful thing. Whoever hates on it hasn't tried it. That's all I'm saying. So, what are some of your honorable
is that true,
mentions?
Twitter, have you never tried potato salads with raisins? You let us know if you've actually tried it.
That's right. Don't knock it till you tried it.
Some of my honorable mentions, that was kind of it for my list. I was gonna say maybe what is it called? The golf game. What is that? Ladder golf? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, there's that ladder game. Bocce ball, I think, is another one. Just games in general, right? You have to have some sort of fun outdoor type of game where you can sip a beer and enjoy yourself. Is it called ladder ball? I don't know. I don't play that one very often.
Yeah, I don't either. But that's why I didn't say it, because I don't know how many people have it. Sometimes you go to a party and it's there, but most times it's not. It's no cornhole. What else did you have?
Kind of looking through my list here, and there was one thing.
Did you have beans and franks with raisins on there?
Maybe. I put marshmallows in my beans.
I was trying to think of I was gonna say casserole, but I couldn't think of what the best type of casserole to bring for 4th of July. So I shied away from that, because if you would have made me pick the dessert, I would have said cupcakes. But I couldn't think of a casserole, and if you forced my hand to pick what type of casserole, then I would have been I don't know which one's perfect for 4th of July. Everybody has their own opinion on that.
I agree with you on that one. You got to be kind of neutral on that. You stayed neutral. The other thing I was going to say is a pool. You have a pool or a lake.
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of
or
watering hole.
Or a slip and slide.
There you go. You got to have some water sports going on.
I mean, it's hot.
It's very hot.
It's hot everywhere.
Hot. Unbearably hot. Yeah, that was the end of my list.
Loudbeard, when you're a kid, though, you gotta have this, and it's from the second greatest kids sports movie of all time. This scene comes from him, and it's from The Sandlot, the 4th of July scene, and we're gonna make the copyright people mad again because it's got a song in it. Here we go.
Let's go. Come on, get your club and come on.
What's the big deal?
Night game, come on.
Mom, go down!
In liberating strife, who more than self, country love.
There was only one night game a year. On the 4th of July, the whole sky would brighten up with fireworks, giving us just enough light for a game. We played our best then, because I guess we all felt like the big leaguers under the lights of some great stadium. Benny felt like that all the time. We all knew he was going to go on to bigger and better games, because every time we stopped to watch the sky on those nights, like regular kids, he was there to call us back. You see, for us, baseball was a game. But for Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez, baseball was life.
Okay, Ben! When I was in school, we used to sing something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far, spacious skies, far amber waves of grain. Far purple mountains.
Oh yeah, Benny's running the bases while the kids look at the fireworks.
Such an amazing movie too.
Oh yeah. Gives
They
me
don't
the
make them
tingly
like that
windows.
anymore.
No, they don't. They don't make good sports movies anymore for kids. What is that all about? Like the 90s was just a wealth of kids sports movies, and now there's just none of that anymore.
Was it Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year,
Yeah,
Sandlot?
the
there was
Mighty
just tons of 'em.
Ducks.
Oh yeah,
Little
the whole Mighty
Giants.
Ducks. Yes. What happened?
I think
to
Air
that?
Bud killed it. Air Bud was
Ladybugs.
after our time. Oh, Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes.
Great movie.
Air Bud killed it.
Air
And
Bud
that's
killed
the
it,
kid
man,
movie.
because that was like right after our generation, and Air Bud came out. And they made a whole bunch of them, and then there just really haven't been any Air Bud and those twins. What were they called? The girls from Family Matters or Full House?
Full House.
Yeah.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Mary Kate and Ashley. They had some soccer movies, and it's just killed it. There's no more good sports movies.
Do you
for
think
kids.
it's just because we were kids when we were watching those movies, so they were
Maybe,
good?
But no, because like I watched those again, and they're just The Sandlot is not a kid. That's like just an American classic.
It really is. It
I
is
mean,
one of those
especially-
movies I
think
can watch over
Even adults
and over.
loved it because it took place in the '60s. You know, like our parents probably watched that and said, "Man, that brings me back."
The Sultan of SWAT.
The Sultan of SWAT losing
There
that
we
Babe
go.
Ruth baseball. Who's Babe Ruth?
Ooh. Baby Ruth.
Yeah, Baby Ruth. Oh, such a great
Ah.
movie.
I love it. Well, I'm getting a little sentimental this morning, Chris America.
Yeah, I mean it's the
Feeling
4th of
it,
July
feeling
week.
the patriotism. I love it. It's
I got a
bleeding
4-day weekend coming
through.
up at work. I can't wait. I'm excited. I get to actually sleep in. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Nice. See, I got to go back Friday. That's kind of a stinker, but you know what?
Yeah, I
Having-
took this year. I was like, you know what? I'm taking that weekend off. Forget it.
There, that's amazing. I mean, your name is Chris America. If you can't
Right.
take off 4th of July, when the hell can you take off?
Yeah, because I mean, I'd have to
Point.
work. I'd have to work Friday and Saturday if I didn't take it off. And I was like, no, screw that. It's 4th of July, damn it.
And being a male escort, you know, it's kind of an off time for you.
So next year it's going to be on a Saturday because next year is a leap year, correct?
Sure. I don't keep track of that crap. Come on.
Sweet.
Put me on the spot. Leap year. Not a good movie
Ah.
either.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it.
So can we go ahead and put this in the bag? I'm going to win this draft, right? It's pretty much a done deal. And then
Yeah.
from
it makes
there,
up for my not taking the SEC next week or last week. I mean,
yeah, well, I don't know. I took the SEC last week and won it, and then this week I took raisins in my potato salad, another win. People love raisins in their potato salad. Isn't that like
good
a really
thing-
popular thing?
You know what's a good thing for you, Loudbeard, is that this Twitter poll is anonymous. So Scott Kaiser could vote for you secretly, knowing that he secretly loves himself some potato salad with raisins.
Yeah,
he's
he
been
looks like
tweeting
a
lot on this.
closet raisin.
He
and
said
potato salad
you
guy.
possibly picked the one thing that could save your horrible draft in the hot dog eating contest, and yet one reason to spoil it all, Loudbeard. And I'm gonna sit here and say this, Scotty Kaiser. Me doth think you protest too much.
Oh, America.
America. But Nancy will vote for your list for sure.
Yeah, you know, all the basic white
Nancys.
girls.
Yeah.
Megan, Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
Juanita.
She saw it on Reddit. It's good. Or is it Pinterest? No, Pinterest is where you get those ideas, right?
Yep. Well, Chris America, it's about that time to wrap this sucker up. It has been a beautiful show. We appreciate all of our listeners out there for listening in. Once again, we are going to be off Friday. We're going to say that. But tomorrow on the Great American Holiday, we do have a special coming up at 6 a.m. So if you're up early, make sure you give it a listen. Maybe a little bit different than the normal show, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out that madness.
You know the old school, I'll fight you with one hand tied behind my back?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
well,
like
Scott
Michael
Kaiser right now
Jackson.
is challenging us to a fight at the same time, but not with one hand tied behind his back. He's going to have one hand filled with potato salad, how it should be eaten. He is fired up, Loudbeard, and we're going to end on that. Have a great 4th of July weekend, guys.
May the raisins be with you.
May the raisins be with you. Always keeping it interesting, Loudbeard. Always.
Was that supposed to be? What do you mean? I like raisins.
I don't know, but one last happy birthday, America. Take that, England.